Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and/or good night. This is Genshin Impact English Lesson 55. We're doing Autumn Leaves Part 1. It's the only mission that gets you to Inazuma after you explore a little bit of Liyue on your own time. It's one of my favorite missions because you'll get introduced to Kazuha, and he's one of my favorite characters because he has such an interesting story and perspective in the game. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it.
Are you okay? Paimon never imagined your sister would have sided with the Abyss. Well, keep your chin up. Paimon believes in both of you.
A really good idiom to go over, keep your chin up, which just means to stay positive and confident. If someone's feeling down and think they can't do it, one of the things you could say to them is keep your chin up. Keep going. You got this.
And when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Right?
Hell yeah.
She said we needed to reach the end of our journey. Paimon bets she still has lots more to tell us. And we won't find out what this journey is or where it will end unless we keep going. Aw, don't mention it, partner. Travel buddies are supposed to look out for one another. Although, where should we go next? If we want to continue with the journey... Oh, you mean the god that took your sister away in the first place? You're right. After all, everything that followed, all this confusion, it all started with her. Yeah, Paimon bets she's the key to understanding this whole mystery. Well, we've ruled out two gods so far, the Animo and Geo Archons. So, next...
Let's go to Inazuma.
Paimon doesn't think we can simply walk into Inazuma. Zhongli said it was a closed nation. We'll have to find some other way in. Why don't we ask someone from Inazuma how to gain entrance? Oh, Paimon's thought of someone already! Atsuko, in Liyue Harbor! She's from Inazuma! Let's see what she has to say!
And that's our introduction, and we're going to the harbor. What a beautiful evening. Oh my god. Before I do any mission, I kind of just leave those little seconds to just enjoy the scenery. It's always good to do that and not take it for granted. Okay, now let's do this. And then I think, oh wow, yikes, I gotta heal. I recommend you heal beforehand. Heal! I don't have enough meals. Adventure rank 33 still. Yay, everybody. Do your job, Sachi 7. Come on. Do your job. It never sometimes does its job. Yeah, and let's see what's going on over here. Hi, guard. Hi, people eating. Ni hao. Hello. Hello, shopkeeper. I'm not hungry. And hello, other people. Yes, we are very busy. We need to get to Inazuma. And then we're gonna get there with style. We're gonna jump over the harbor. Yay! Oh, how... Okay. It's kind of exciting. Hi, kitty. Hello. And then let's see what's up with her.
Oh. Hello. Oh, I mean good fortune, right? I'm still learning to talk like a local. Is there anything I can help you with?
We wanted to ask, how do we get into Inazuma?
Oh, so that's why you're here. Well, there is a way.
Great! We came to the right person!
But the chance of success is incredibly small.
Huh. Incredibly small? Then how did you get out of Inazuma in the first place?
It was in leaving Inazuma that I found out just how dangerous this method truly was. All I had to rely on was a little wooden raft that I'd put together myself. There was a storm raging ahead of me, and my pursuers were close on my tail.
Close on my tail, they were following her. A phrase that's sometimes often said in action movies. Such an exciting scene. They're on my tail. Get them off my tail. We need to get away with the bank heist already.
After I'd escaped their clutches, I floated on the open ocean for I don't know how many days. My rations and fresh water supply soon ran out, and I remember getting to the point where I was sure I'd reached the end. Then, I blacked out. But, to my surprise, my journey didn't end there. Or to put it another way, a new beginning found me. That's right. I escaped by the skin of my teeth. The fact that I'm even alive to tell the tale must be a sign that the gods were watching over me.
By the skin of my teeth, an idiom in which means someone has narrowly succeeded in doing something or managed to escape in a highly dangerous or difficult situation until failure. She wouldn't have survived by a very thin margin if no one saved her, so she was saved by the skin of her teeth, and that's the context given when saying this idiom. Now, I wouldn't say it's often said in most casual settings, but it could be applied here as an example sentence. We got a flat tire on the way to the airport, but we still made our flight by the skin of our teeth.
What a horrible journey! And you set off knowing how dangerous it was? Why?
Well, because everything is just too restrictive over there. The atmosphere is so stifling. The Kanjo Commission subjects everyone leaving or entering the nation to a protracted approval process, and I felt like I didn't belong there.
By stifling, she means very strict.
Kanjo Commission? What's that?
Along with the other two commissions, they oversee everything in Inazuma. We usually collectively refer to them as the Tri-Commission. I suppose they're equivalent to the 8 trades under the Liyue Chiseng. One of the obligations of the Kanjo Commission is to conduct rigorous identity checks on all individuals leaving or entering Inazuma. All non-nationals are processed centrally on Rito upon arrival. Meanwhile, the Tenryo Commission is responsible for implementing the recently promulgated Vision Hunt Decree. They act like the executive arm of the Raiden Shogun's rule, loyal, yet unfeeling. It doesn't feel good to speak ill of my home like this, but after spending so long under that oppressive atmosphere, I begin to lose all hope for the future.
Now, when she says ill, she means it doesn't feel good to speak very bad of my home like this, because she's being very critical, because, the politics in Inazuma is very negative in a non-national perspective, but also in her perspective too.
What I mean to say is, unless you have an extremely compelling reason to go to Inazuma, you should abandon your plans of trying to get there. You should know that the sea around Inazuma is engulfed in a perpetual tempest of wind and rain. Supposing you survived that, you would still need to get past the samurai guards that enforce the Sakoku Decree, the closed nation policy of Inazuma. And even if you did manage to find a way, you'd still have to produce the necessary documentation at the Rito Center for processing Outlanders. Otherwise, you'd be kicked out immediately.
Seems like they really don't want anyone setting foot in Inazuma, huh?
They only set that up as a port to guarantee a supply of goods and information to the island. Most Outlanders would be unable to acquire the documentation needed. But if you really are set on going, there is one thing you could try.
The raft idea sounds a little on the dangerous side. Plus, Paimon would definitely get seasick.
That's not what I meant. You could ask someone from the Crux Fleet if they have some way of getting you to Inazuma. They're well known in Liyue. Voyaging far and wide has made them a well-traveled group with a wide range of experiences. They may just know how to break through the storm.
But it's an armed fleet, right? Why would they agree to a request like this?
That part is up to you. If you're able to persuade their captain, Beidou, then the hardest part will be out of the way. The Alcor is the flagship of the Crux fleet. I heard that it's currently anchored by Guyunstone Forest on a supply run. This might be your best chance.
Then there's no time to lose. Let's go find Captain Beidou.
Let's go see Captain Beidou. And in case you are curious about this character's pronunciation, it is Beidou, not Baidu. And then we're going, if you look in your map and missions, right over here. And then, in case you are new and curious how to get there, we have to go from the east, right over here, and we're gonna have to do a little jumping and swimming or ice bridge to get there. And then I'm gonna try to speed it up over here because on the way there is some cool stuff for you to get or explore. So when you kind of climb these rocky hills and limited stamina, let's see, I need to look back in my memory. Yes, so over by these ruins, right to the right over here, there is some treasure. To unlock that, get amber. It's a pyro puzzle. And then somewhere on the left over here, if I remember, let me get my memory going again. Teleported there, save some time. And then right over here, I could do a link over here on my favorite videos here. There is a treasure here. Again, I'll provide a link over here below. Yep, and then from over there, we're gonna have to jump across exactly from this height. With that limited stamina you have. Again, you'll just need about like, you know, that little meter over there. I know I can do it. Come on, Ether. And then right over here. Oh, yikes. Oh, yikes. Yep, there's treasure there. Watch out for that crossbow.
I'll keep it.
Kill Charles.
It's close.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna... no, I'm gonna fight you. Die. Annoying Hello Charles. Yay, drops. Yeah, and then, again, if you don't feel comfortable with the stamina you have, you can use Kaya to ice bridge that gap. Don't swim, Bennett! Yeah, we're gonna keep going. There is some cool stuff over here, like flower mist, and then, you know, some seashells for if you have Delon. There's a sigil right there. On the way, and then your quick travel teleport over there. Yay, XP. Ignore these bosses, but yep, there's a treasure there when you defeat them. And then let's slow down for a little bit because when you come to this area, there is a crucial domain. If you have Geo characters, I suggest you unlock that and use some ice bridging here. And or half ice bridge and swim. Also, this is a really good early game hunting place, highly suggested, and then fishing place. And there are some nearby cook pots around by those enemy camps. And that is the domain we're going to unlock. Again, I'm going to provide a visual reference. Yes, there's a challenge, and yay, Geo Crystal Flies. Yay! And just to let you know, that golden flower there, that's the first one. That is the Archaic Petra set, which is your 15% of Geo damage bonus if you have Geo characters, such as Noelle, or better, like Kachina. Whenever you pull for a 5-star Geo character, the Archaic Petra is very crucial for early development. Some, like Zhongli, use this set fully. Yep, and then pretty basic, climb this hill, Geo Sigil here, ignore those slimes, ignore these mages, blah blah blah, and then there's another one over there, because you really should get these sigils early. Right on the right over here. And then your typical one right over here. You could use Geo Traveler to kind of make that jump. And you can use a taller character from Geo Traveler's block. And then from here, we're just going to glide over to the pirate ship. Arrgh! Stamina, don't fail me. Also, it's kind of useless if you ice bridge there. Just to let you know, you can't really climb up from that ship. You have to glide. And yay, we did it! There's a treasure right there. I'm gonna steal your treasure, haha! And we've been spotted. Shoot. Stowaway, noun, kind of comes from when there were steam trains in the Old West. They would try to illegally hop on the train for a free ride. And it looks like we're trying to get a free ride from this pirate ship. This is pretty funny because whenever pirates got stowaways in history, they actually would feed them to the fishes, aka the sharks. What's all the ruckus? What's all the trouble? Okay, now helping these people are optional. Just do the captain storyline. We don't have to do all the running around, but if you want to, you could go ahead.
Who have we got here? Wait, I know you. You're that traveler, aren't you? The one who fought against the Fatuian Osile, right?
That is us.
Ningguang told me about you. A traveler of great insight and remarkable skill has saved Liyue, she said. She's a hard one to please, so praise from her is high praise indeed. I remember thinking at the time that it'd be good to meet you in person. Judging by the clothes on your back and this floating thing, I guess that time has come.
Hey! The name's not Floating Thing! It's Paimon!
She's so offended.
Paimon? What a fascinating being. You two give off not only the essence of wind and earth, but also of... yes, the stars.
I won't spoil it. Kazuha's dialogue is very good, but enjoy it.
Huh? The fragrance of what now? That's the weirdest compliment Paimon's ever heard.
Pay it no heed. I mean only to say I am certain that it is by fate, not chance alone, that we should meet. And that gives our encounter meaning.
Pay it no heed, a very formal phrase, which simply translates, for simplicity's sake, to disregard. Let's say you work for social media management in this sentence, as an example. There were a few negative comments on your post, but just pay them no heed and focus on the positive feedback. This sentence structure foreshadows where he's from, and yes, it is a historical presence of Kuki wo yomu. In traditional Japanese culture, it's usually typical to speak with some pauses.
You're not far off, but they go by a different name in Inazuma. This young man is Kaidahara Kazuha, a temporary addition to my crew for reasons I won't bore you with. Occasionally, he opens his mouth and flowers come out instead of words.
Yep, he's very poetic. You'll see more of that later.
With this fine ship and the soft sea breeze, would it not be romantically irresponsible of me not to acknowledge it with a line or two of poetry?
No, I can't argue with that. Okay then. Once the clash is underway, I'll give you a chance to perform.
Only if the mood takes me, of course. Poetry for poetry's sake tends to lack meaning.
Ooh, very exciting here. So this actually does stem from something. Poetry for poetry's sake tends to lack meaning, means if you overemphasize on beautiful words, rhyming, and other forms, it could result in empty language. Directly stems from art for art's sake, or also known as La Plate movement, which critiques about style over substance within art, or the lack of utility within art, or about narcissistic writing when it comes to artistic or creative writing. While similar, there is an adjacent phrase, making money for the sake of money is pointless, which means you could have all the money in the world, but you would still be unsatisfied or feel empty. The philosophy on that one is a little more arguable, but it's intended to say money cannot buy emotions. It cannot buy the actual true value of connections. And do trust me, the richest people in the world are the saddest. The hedonic theory is highly relevant in this modern day and age, and I trust your professors to recommend any books about this theory, no matter what major you are in.
Hey, you don't want to pass this opportunity up too easily, especially seeing as our great hero here might be in attendance.
Oh, wait a minute. What's the clash? Also, just to clarify, by great hero, do you mean...
Huh? I thought you might be here to sign up. You're telling me you've never even heard of it? The Crux Clash is a martial arts tournament that I hold. There'll be a whole bunch of folks taking part to showcase their talents.
Ooh, yes, I want to show mine. Yeah.
There are two
Fight
important
Club.
rules. 1, competitors must be renowned fighters. We want those with real martial arts ability, not just people taking part for the fun of it. So, you've got nothing to worry about there. I don't think there's anyone out there who hasn't heard of you. 2, you can't take part if you've got a vision. Otherwise, things get a little one-sided. You must be feeling confident, but you might want to watch out. There are a few crouching tigers and hidden dragons lurking around in Liyue. And with Liyue's savior taking part in the tournament, now that's gonna turn a few heads. I think we can expect a healthy turnout this time.
But we didn't come here to take part in a martial arts tournament.
Well, before you dismiss the idea completely, you might be interested to hear that the prize this time round is particularly sought after.
This time around,
Get this. It's a masterless vision.
Supplied by myself, as a matter of fact. If the tournament champion can reawaken that vision, it belongs to them.
we will learn about visions later in Inazuma.
Is there really such thing as a masterless vision?
When a vision bearer dies, the light in their vision will fade away. But the shell that housed that light remains. As for whether this shell has any practical application, well, this remains to be seen. But my intuition tells me that while it remains in the world, it may just be possible for someone else to inherit it.
Yep. And the way I see it, a vision is a badge of recognition from the gods. So if anyone's able to rekindle it, it's gotta be an individual of exceptional strength and talent.
Rekindle, verb, to start or stir up or ignite something again. Could be literal or figurative. Some lazy people could say, oh, I read an old journal to rekindle my passion for writing. Or, the vacation helped us rekindle our romance.
Organizing the clash is my way of uncovering hidden talents. And hopefully this time, getting a vision to glow again. So if you don't have a vision, this is the perfect opportunity to get your hands on one of your very own.
Yeah, we're interested in getting to Inazuma, not fighting in some tournament.
Inazuma? You want to go there?
Well, why didn't you say so? Inazuma, no sweat. In that case, if you win the tournament, I'll give you a choice. Masterless Vision, or a ticket to Inazuma aboard the Alcor. Up to you.
We're going to Inazuma, lady.
You just want him to take part in your tournament.
What's wrong with that? The more talent we have, the better the tournament will be. I couldn't let a competitor like you fall through the...
Not necessarily a phrase, but she's being very creative here. She's saying to him, well, I can't ignore and overlook the opportunity for you to join our fights. You're going in that fight because I want to see you fight.
What are we gonna do? Looks like we pretty much have to do this tournament if we want to get to Inazuma, huh?
Great. Then let's get you signed up. Head to the tournament arena in Guyun Stone Forest. Kazuha and I will be over soon.
It seems it will only be a matter of time before the answer is revealed.
Yeah, that's our English lesson for today. I'll see you on the next one, and thanks for watching. Autumn Winds, Scarlet Leaves Part 2, English Lesson 56, coming soon. Bye. Au revoir. 再见.
Yawning without covering your mouth. Uncouth.